Adkeysi. Written by Abdurrahman Abdishakur Warsameh. Introduction: A Life of Perseverance.
Resilience is not just about enduring hardship. It is about choosing to stand up again and again, despite the challenges. I have lived my life in a nation where political instability, war, and uncertainty have shaped the very fabric of existence. But I have also lived with the belief that change is possible, that Somalia can be more than its struggles, and that perseverance, Adkeysi, is the key to shaping a better future. My journey has been marked by setbacks, personal loss, and relentless opposition. But at every turn, I have refused to give in. Leadership in a fragile state like Somalia is not just about holding office. It is about surviving the storms, understanding the forces at play, and maintaining an unwavering commitment to reform. In this book, I will share the hardships, lessons, and battles that have defined my political career, offering insight into what it means to fight for a vision when the odds seem impossible.
The Journey to Leadership.
Growing up in Somalia, I witnessed firsthand the devastation of civil war and the collapse of governance. I was raised in a country where the very institutions meant to protect and serve the people were crumbling, replaced by clan militias, foreign interference, and warlords who thrived in chaos. But amidst the destruction, I saw hope. I saw a nation that could rebuild, a people that longed for peace, and a future that could be rewritten if only we had the courage to try. From a young age, I was drawn to public service and political reform. I pursued my education with the goal of equipping myself with the tools needed to play a role in rebuilding Somalia. I did not seek leadership for the sake of power, but because I believed that a new generation of leaders could change the trajectory of the country. Somalia did not have to remain trapped in the same cycles of corruption and instability. But challenging the status quo comes with its price, and I soon realized just how difficult that road would be.
Entering Somalia's political battleground.
Somalia's political arena is unlike that of stable democracies. Here, leadership is not determined solely by policy, vision, or public support. It is dictated by clan dynamics, entrenched interests, and the influence of external actors. I understood this from the moment I entered the political space, but I was determined to fight for institutional reforms, economic progress, and a break from the corruption that had held our nation hostage. I ran for public office knowing that challenging deeply entrenched power structures would not be easy. I knew that those who had built their influence on favoritism, exploitation, and foreign alliances would resist change. But I also knew that Somalis deserved better, a leadership that prioritized the people over personal gain. At every step, I faced resistance, political maneuvering, and threats. In Somalia, standing for reform means making enemies, and those who seek change often pay the ultimate price. But I refused to step aside. Even when I was met with violence, assassination attempts, and relentless opposition, I held firm.
Surviving an assassination attempt.
One of the most defining moments of my journey came in 2017, when an attempt on my life nearly ended everything. My home was attacked in a brutal assault that claimed the lives of my colleagues and security personnel. In that moment, as the dust settled and I faced the harsh reality of what had happened, I understood just how high the stakes were. The attack was not just an attempt to silence me. It was a warning to anyone who dared to challenge the existing power structures. It was meant to instill fear, to force me into retreat. Many thought that I would walk away, that I would take this as a sign to abandon my mission. But fear is not what drives me. Conviction is. Rather than backing down, I emerged from that attack more determined than ever. I spoke out against the politics of intimidation and violence, refusing to let terror dictate Somalia's future. If we allow fear to rule, then we hand victory to those who thrive in chaos. I chose instead to reaffirm my commitment to change.
The fight for reform.
The reality of governing Somalia is that progress is not linear. Every step forward is met with resistance, and for every reform introduced, there are forces working to dismantle it. I have spent years advocating for stronger institutions, economic recovery, and a government that serves the people rather than clan interests. I have pushed for transparency, accountability, and policies that put Somalia on the path toward self-reliance. But political reform in Somalia is an uphill battle. Corruption remains deeply rooted, and foreign interference continues to manipulate governance for external interests. Many leaders see short-term personal gain as more valuable than long-term national stability, and as a result, progress remains fragile. Still, I refuse to be discouraged. Somalia's youth, its entrepreneurs, its civil society activists, these are the people who will define our future. I have witnessed the resilience and determination of ordinary Somalis who are committed to rebuilding this nation from the ground up. That is where my hope lies.
The challenge of nation building.
Rebuilding Somalia is about more than just politics. It is about restoring trust in governance, strengthening security, and building an economy that can sustain its people. The challenges before us are immense: terrorism, corruption, clan divisions, and economic hardships. But they are not insurmountable. Security remains one of the greatest obstacles. Groups like Al-Shabaab continue to exploit weak governance and public frustration, using fear and violence to assert control. Military action alone will not defeat them. We must address the economic and social conditions that allow extremism to take root. This means investing in education, job creation, and local governance structures that empower communities to resist militant influence. Corruption is another enemy. Without accountability and institutional integrity, Somalia will never achieve true stability. We need leaders who serve the nation, not just their own interests. We need a government that prioritizes development over dependency, ensuring that Somalia can stand on its own rather than relying on foreign aid and intervention.
A vision for the future.
Despite the challenges, I remain optimistic about Somalia's future. I have seen too many people fight for change to believe that transformation is impossible. I believe in a Somalia that is governed by laws, not by warlords or external influences. I believe in a Somalia where young people have opportunities, where businesses thrive, and where security is not a privilege but a right. This future is not something that can be handed to us. It is something we must build. It requires leaders with integrity, citizens who demand accountability, and a collective effort to break free from the patterns of the past. It requires Adkeysi, perseverance in the face of adversity. I have walked this road long enough to know that change does not come easily, but I also know that it is possible, and for as long as I can fight for it, I will.
Conclusion. Why I will never give up.
My journey in Somali politics has been one of endurance, sacrifice, and unwavering belief in reform. I have faced political opposition, violent threats, and near-death experiences, but I have never allowed fear to dictate my choices. My story is not just about me. It is about every Somali who has refused to accept corruption, oppression, and stagnation as our nation's fate. Somalia stands at a turning point. The road ahead is difficult, but it is not impossible to navigate. We have the resources, the talent, and the willpower to build a different future. The only question that remains is, will we have the resilience to see it through? For my part, I know my answer. I will keep fighting. I will keep believing. I will keep moving forward. Because Adkeysi is not just a word. It is a way of life.
Thanks for listening. Did you enjoy this book summary? Got ideas on how we can make it even better? Drop us a quick note. We're always listening and learning from you.